second. I'm going to text my brother, too. Yeah, we're live, I think.
Very live. Advertisement.
There's an advertisement. We're going to play an advertisement before we go live.
We don't endorse this, by the way.
Yeah.
Geico?
No.
No.
I don't know about them. They're causing the problems.
So how do we know when we're like...
100% live?
Unless you've got Time Machine, that content is unavailable. What are you trying to do?
Finished Business Podcast?
Oh, you're there. Huh. Well, we're live now. It looks like.
You done tweeting?
This is
Yep.
Finished Business Podcast. And I'm one of the hosts. My name is Nick. This is Brad.
Hello.
And our first guest, Lance.
Top of the morning?
Lance is going to be a regular on here.
He will be a regular. So
A regular guest star?
we just like to hang out and bullshit. And that's kind of what this is about. Educating people.
So introduce our topic today, Nick.
Is it a dual topic, or are we just going to do it with the one?
We can start.
So the first topic, which might be enough to last a whole hour probably, is guns. Should I look at the camera when I do this? Should I?
Can if you want to.
This is your podcast, man.
It's our podcast.
All right.
So we want to talk about guns and drugs, ladies and gentlemen. And
Those are two very important topics in today's political climate.
yes, and not to be connected, but they can be.
Right.
That's
yeah,
bad.
you should not do drugs and shoot guns at the same time.
It's a bad plan, bad plan.
Very bad plan.
And drugs and guns don't go together. That's our PSA.
Yeah.
You've been educated. We can sign off now?
Job's done. So, where we're at.
Where we're at?
Yeah.
About what?
Our hometown.
No?
Like where we're at right now.
Nah.
Okay.
Not
So
for now.
It's a secret.
We're in the Pacific Northwest.
We don't need to be swatted.
The wonderful Pacific Northwest. Where great many things are too far. Great many things are available. For instance, I just went kayaking today.
Did you do drugs while kayaking?
Yes.
Well, okay, so that's an interesting point that I wanted to bring up. So there's a lot of states now that allow marijuana specifically to be purchased recreationally.
Yeah. And that was recreationally kayaking.
Right. Recreational kayaking and smoking a pot.
Yeah.
Both of which are completely legal in our state.
Yeah.
Should it be a drug now that it's legal?
Well, you can consider coffee to be a drug.
But nobody calls coffee a drug.
It's true.
Well, but I think it's the caffeine in coffee that's a drug. And,
True.
but it's addictive.
But there's caffeine
So
in
then-
tea, and there's caffeine
So, if we're going to go by what Brad just said, cannabis and marijuana are not a drug. THC is.
But that's the ingredient that
The main
makes-
ingredient.
Yeah. Are there any other? Is there anything else? Sorry,
You're fine.
is there anything else that has THC in it?
I don't think so.
Well, then you can
Not
call marijuana
naturally.
the drug.
Yeah.
You know, because caffeine is the drug because it's the same substance in a lot of different things that is addicting. Just like nicotine. You know. Right?
Right.
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 There's
So-
plenty of stuff out there that's really bad for you that's not a drug. Alcohol. You know, arguably more
Well,
people are hurt when
In moderation.
doing the alcohol than they are smoking pot.
Well, but in different ways.
Yeah.
Because you can, you know, vomit and die in your own vomit because
True.
you're drinking alcohol.
Or you could have eaten too much popcorn, too.
That too. But what I'm saying is, I guess it's you can overdose easier on alcohol than you can on marijuana. I don't know if there ever has been a case where someone overdosed.
I don't think so.
But there have been studies. I wish I had actual studies written down that have shown that marijuana, when you're like a teenager and stuff, smoking marijuana stunts
Kills-
your brain development.
Kills the brain cells, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And so you could argue that
Well, in our state, you have to be 21 to legally purchase marijuana. Is that
there are a lot of
is that a
people
good
who,
enough age? I mean, you're allowed to buy a gun when you're 18.
well,
As of
for
today.
now, for now,
As long as you're not going to Walmart or Bass Pro Shops.
See, I'm
Yeah.
kind of a fan of. I agree with the 21 and over thing, just because it sets a standard,
Mhm.
like a bar, a responsibility.
But when you're 18 years old, you can be sent off to the military.
Yeah, that's true. There's
That's
a lot
it.
of 18-year-olds that are very mature and can handle a handgun or marijuana.
what if we bumped everything up to 21? So drinking,
So you're just
smoking,
not an adult until you're 21 instead
Yeah.
of 18?
right? You're legally not an adult. You can't go into the military, can't own a gun, can't
So
smoke, can't drink.
Well,
Can,
I'm
can
a
you
fan
live
of,
on your own?
Well, you can live on your own when you're 16.
I
as
say
long as
no.
you're
Not really.
less restrictions would be better in my eyes.
Well, yeah, I
I
would
agree.
generally agree with you, but I'm just saying, what do you think about that? Just bumping up the adult age to 21. So for everything.
But the problem is you're living on your own, and now all of a sudden you can't buy a gun until you're 21, so you've got this period of time where you're undefended in your own house.
Not with your parents anymore.
Not with your parents
Yeah.
who have guns, obviously.
Well, yeah, in Oregon they've already bumped up the smoking law. You can't buy tobacco products until you're 21.
hmm
They just did that January.
So what happens when you were 18 and you started smoking and now you're addicted, and all of a sudden for like 3-4 years you can't buy
That's where you
nicotine,
get an angry person, I think.
or you just break the law and have somebody else buy it for you. You
Sure.
got friends that are 21, and this type of thing happens on a regular basis.
Or, you know,
Say you have a little brother that's already legally purchased firearms and can no longer buy ammo until he's 21, but he wants to go hunting. But he can't buy the ammo to go hunting, so now he's got to get his father or big brother to buy his ammo for him.
I would say that's probably the least of his problems.
how
Least
so?
of his problems.
How is that a problem? I mean, it is a problem because he can't go out and buy his own ammo anymore.
Yeah, and he's responsible. He target shoots and hunts,
Yeah.
and that his rifles.
He's a legal gun owner
Yeah.
of legal firearms.
But he was having trouble buying ammo earlier today because certain corporations like
Your
Weimar and
brother.
Walmart,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they wouldn't sell him rifle
Ammunition,
ammo.
because he's 18 years old,
Mhm.
not 21 years old.
And
Even
it's
though-
right now it's not a law, but it's just specific.
Someone sued, like Sportsman's Warehouse and Dick's Sporting Goods, for not selling to
Mhm.
them,
Yeah.
being under the age of 21.
I thought Sportsman's Warehouse still sells because isn't that the
I
thing?
think
is-
Dick's Warehouse.
Oh, yeah, 'cause-
I think it was Bass Pro Shops was one of the ones that is increasing the age too.
Because Sportsman's Warehouse,
They're
they
a-
say we'll sell you a firearm if you're between the ages of 18 and 21 because we're not dicks.
Yeah. That's handy.
Oh, that's hilarious.
You ever heard that?
No, that's the first time. That's super funny. That's like they wrote the joke for him. It's like, let's set this up for you.
In Walmart, but who buys a gun from Walmart anyway? It's just overpriced.
Buy
crap.
ammo
Well,
from-
Sure.
Walmart.
Yeah, ammo,
Yeah,
maybe.
I buy ammo from Walmart.
Shotgun shells are usually a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess cat's out of the bag. I'm a gun owner.
Shit, me too. Maybe.
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 Yeah. I don't know.
When guns are finally banned in the United States of America,
Undisclosed.
this can be public information that can be accessed, and
Well,
they
but-
can come to take our guns that may or may not be legally registered.
Well, no, but I mean, at that point, we've sold them all. So
Right.
because we're law-abiding citizens, and we would sell the guns if they banned.
Back in 2014, before they made it so that you had to do background checks to sell your weapons.
Yeah.
You have to do that now?
Yeah.
Mhm.
You have to do a
So you have to
background.
like take it to a person
You have to take
sell
it to a pawn shop or somebody that has an FFL to transfer your gun ownership to another person.
Yeah. And usually they charge you like $15 or something.
It's really, really cheap if it's $15. That's the cheapest that you can find.
That's-
Really?
It involves a
Have you heard
background
more
check.
expensive?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
usually it's $30 or $25 to $30, but there's a couple places in Walla Walla that'll do
If
it
you
for 15. Mhm.
Yeah, if you go and buy a gun from a store, you have to fill out a like a questionnaire, and you have to give them your social security number and all this stuff, and they have to do a background check on you.
It's a 10-minute process.
Right. It's not. It doesn't take that long, especially if you can pass a background check. It doesn't take that long. And so now, if I wanted to sell you a gun or you a gun, we would have to go down to the
An FFL dealership.
yeah, to a store or to a pawn shop or something, and do that paperwork between you and I to legally sell you a gun. That's here in our states over here. I think there are still some states where private sale you don't have to.
Idaho,
do paperwork.
Alaska.
Yeah.
So
The last 2 free states of the nation.
I have a friend. I have a friend who happens to be a lawyer over in Pendleton, and she tweets a lot. She is very active on Twitter. She's super hilarious too. But she made a tweet about how she's upset or kind of getting frustrated with non-gun owners, especially felons, having an opinion on this gun control thing, and telling her how she should be able to have her guns or not have her guns. And she's frustrated because she is actually a gun owner and these people aren't. She's like a public defendant, so she deals a lot with felons and people that aren't allowed to have guns. But I find that funny, and also why I'm not commenting now because I'm not a gun owner.
But I think
So I don't want to
even if you're not a
offer
gun,
an opinion.
I think even if you're not a gun owner, you can have an opinion on it.
Do you plan to be a gun owner?
Yeah.
So I think your opinion is going to be mostly the same as other people that already own guns then. Maybe?
Well, but I would say, and it's just how America is. Even if you never plan on owning a gun and you think guns are evil, I think that you're welcome to have an opinion in this whole thing. I would say that most of those people are ignorant, and that they should go out and they should shoot a gun because most of them don't realize what guns are. But that's my opinion.
And just so everyone knows, it's just a lot of fun going out and shooting guns. It's
Oh,
just
yeah.
all there is to it.
Oh yeah.
It's a sport.
It
you
is.
know? It's like a sporting activity. Same as riding your bicycle or kayaking.
Right.
Mhm.
Exactly. And just like bicycling or kayaking, you can easily kill or hurt somebody if you're
Or yourself.
if you're not safe. Yeah, or yourself.
Or doing what millions upon millions of Americans do every day is hop in their car and go for a drive, which is the single most dangerous thing you can do in the entire day. But
Is
most
it?
people
I
don't
thought
think twice
plane
about
rides
it.
are.
No. Car accidents are much more deadly than plane accidents
That
by
makes sense.
a very large margin.
Yeah, car accident yesterday.
Yeah.
Here, let's look up.
You look
deaths.
up some actual death stats.
Yeah. All right. So actually, number one is heart disease.
Oh, I knew that.
This comes from the CDC, which is
Well,
government
this is
agency.
just going to be diseases only, or is this going to be? Do we have like?
Oh yeah, it looks well. It says heart disease, cancer, respiratory disease, accidents, unintentional injuries, stroke, Alzheimer's, diabetes, pneumonia, nephrotic syndrome, and nephrosis, and then intentional self-harm, suicide.
So this is leading causes of deaths, not drug related or
But
alcohol
that
related.
fourth category, accidents, that can be anything from tripping, falling, like work accidents, falling off of roofs and things like that for
So that's
construction
what the
workers.
CDC says.
But that's
Yeah,
also
let's
going to
see.
be
Ambiguous.
accidental death due to firearm.
Very
Yeah.
ambiguous.
But like and also car accidents. So that's all going to be under that fourth category.
Accidents.
So yeah, like car accidents.
Okay, so this one comes from Medical News Today. Top 10 leading causes of death in the United States. 1 is heart disease. 2 is cancer. 3rd is respiratory disease. 4th, this is just, they're
It's
just
the same
reading
thing,
off the
yeah.
CDC stats. Okay. Let's see if we can get, like, guns compared to cars. Or, like, planes compared to cars.
$5 million car accidents compared to 20 accidents for flying.
And
And
when
that's
was this?
what year is that?
This is USA Today. This came out in, where's the date?
Probably at the bottom.
I guess it's 5 million accidents compared to 20 accidents per year, I think is what it's saying.
On average, maybe. Okay.
Yeah.
So on the Twitch, does it have a little red light that comes up that says that we're live?
Yeah.
So I'm still not
I'm
able
seeing
to-
it on mine.
Yeah, we're watching ourselves with a bit of a delay right now.
Finished business. Oh,
Finished business podcast.
one
Type
S. One S, not two S's.
Oh, huh.
So
You gotta learn how to spell business, man.
So that's what I think I tweeted. I tweeted it out with two
That's
S's.
why it didn't show up the little thing. So you're gonna have to retweet it.
Yeah, meet the sound.
Oh, I wonder if we're getting it.
That's why it didn't show up.
Okay. Well, I should fix that. I think I should fix that on my tweet.
You should retweet it.
I think there might be a joke there about spelling business wrong.
Yeah. It's none of your business how you spell business.
Yeah,
or
it's none of your
something.
business, yeah. And this was actually my idea for the name, so and I spelled it wrong.
Yeah. It's okay. Happens.
It's alright.
Twitch.tv. I would say for all those listening, but you already know it if you're watching.
Alright.
So what kind of a cigar is that?
Ricky Patel, or Rocky Patel, sorry. Vintage 1990 is one of my favorite cigars. It's a box press cigar.
Where's it made?
I think Dominican Republic. It's pretty common. Yeah, one of my favorite cigars. Paired with this
There it is.
Irish Death beer.
That is.
So, but yeah, more likely to die in a car accident than.
Due to a gun death?
Yeah. Even though I think.
Accidental or being killed by your standard school shooter.
Yeah. Well, I'd say being killed by your school shooter is
Can I do this
Yeah.
on TV? Or should I be like,
just. I mean, it's legal. Just don't blow it over here, please. Now we can talk about weed, because it's a drug.
Is it though?
Is it?
Is it?
Well, I guess. Okay, so if
The
we,
main-
I think if we call caffeine a drug, then we have to call marijuana.
But dude, nobody calls caffeine a drug, even though, yeah, sure it is, but
what about sugar?
Sugar is.
Sugar is a hell of a way more potent of a drug than alcohol,
Absolutely.
weed, or.
There's.
Uh,
I say, have you seen that where they have the lab rats and they put them? They have a water that it's cocaine water, and they give it to them for like a week, and then for another week they give them sugar water.
is cocaine addictive?
Yeah. And then they put
highly
the
addictive.
and then they
Think
put
so? Mhm.
the both of the water bottles in the cage for a
They
week,
choose
and they choose the sugar almost every time.
over cocaine. No,
Yeah.
I did not know about that.
That's interesting.
That's something that I heard about. I wish I could cite it. Maybe I should write all this stuff down before we even start. That would be nice, right?
How do you know that topic's going to come up until we actually talk about it?
Well,
Yeah.
it was my suggestion to do an outline, and I said I was going to send you an outline, bullet points. That's
Oh well,
just
this
way
is
my-
the first one. We don't even know what we're doing yet.
Yep.
It's true. So when the topic of drugs, the drug that I would want to talk about would not be weed or sugar or cocaine. It would be mushrooms.
Like
And
psychedelic mushrooms.
psychedelic mushrooms.
All right, and how come?
I know nothing about psychedelic mushrooms. What's the details behind that? How available are those?
So okay, those are really good questions. Okay, so I'll start off by saying you can buy kits for your house
Okay.
if you have to create the right environment, like in a box.
Sure.
But you can grow it under your sink.
Okay.
Grow,
They like rotten, wet stuff, right?
yeah,
Mhm.
and you can buy it's not ground, but it's basically like a growing surface for them to grow in. Just like you can grow or buy them for sprouts, micro sprouts, or weed, you can buy this foam stuff to grow them in.
Okay. So do you say that if out of all the people that do psychedelic mushrooms, do they mostly buy it their product completely ready to go, or do they make their own?
Buy it.
Okay.
Buy it. So being in the Pacific Northwest, it's more available than I would say like Midwest.
Sure.
I'm not an expert on this.
Right.
But so before I answer your question, I just want to say that so mushrooms with the idea of the DNA of mushrooms is not something from the earth. It's like an alien DNA. Mushrooms, if you cook or eat them in food, they have a lot of water in them. I guess what I want to say about mushrooms is that there was a study made that when humans were growing over hundreds of thousands of years from like a primate to a Homo sapien, what sped that along was humans used to be hunter-gatherers and would migrate through the seasons, and they'd cross these plains that have bison on them or deer, and they'd see deer shit or bison shit and mushrooms in this bison shit, or even just on the ground.
So you're saying that the psychedelic mushrooms help their brains to evolve better?
Into what is
now Native Americans
Homo
are, but the Native Americans are talking like they like smoked the bear shit, and that's why they have like their spirit animals and stuff.
Nope, we're talking way before Native Americans or Europeans.
Okay, all right. So this is
Like-
a way long time ago. All right.
Like
200,000
Neanderthals.
years ago. Like what brought us from Neanderthal.
So the original hunter-gatherers, those guys are like smoking bear shit, and then they
They're rolling out. They're like, oh yeah, man.
I'm quoting.
This is some good
No,
shit.
no.
That's where that term came from.
I don't
right?
think they were smoking it.
okay, all right.
So we're talking in the time where we would grunt to each other and throw spears and like blunt rocks at animals and like,
That's nice. Still do that.
I'll kill them. You know, before we had bows and arrows and stuff. So what they say is what helped us get to the point where we have bows and arrows and shit
Just
like
smoking
that.
bear shit.
No, it's not. You don't smoke mushrooms.
You just eat them? Okay, I don't understand these things.
No, get the smoking bear shit thing out of here. And it was bison.
Oh yeah. Whatever. Same thing.
So the idea is that we evolved to Homo sapiens, which gets to the point where we can like create fire and tools to help us succeed in life.
So you're
Through
saying
mushrooms.
the mushrooms helped with that?
Eating mushrooms, and we're not talking a year.
That expanded our brain.
Yeah, so
Okay.
so what they say is like a season lasts a year. So we're talking hundreds of thousands of years of like each individual tribe. And what was said is like the leader of the group, like a wolf pack has a leader, would like, so I'm like a minion of this tribe, and I'm like, leader, I found this mushroom, do you want to eat it? And he'd be like, I'll eat this. Like usually the king gets all the good stuff. And so that would like help him make his decisions, because he would be fighting other tribes or like fighting saber-toothed tigers or bison. And over time, over hundreds of thousands of years of ingesting and breeding, like people having more kids and stuff like that, your brain grew.
Having sex on mushrooms to have the kids?
No, because it's not. You don't have to be on mushrooms. Like you can do mushrooms once and have positive effects from it. You can do mushrooms a couple of times and have positive effects from it. But like you do mushrooms the one time, and it affects your brain in a way that like increases neurons, and it creates new pathways for neurons to go, and it kind of lights up your brain. So the idea is that that's what grew the brain from like a Neanderthal grunting person to like a axe bearing, hunter-gatherer or whatever. But through the years of eating these mushrooms, it took time. It wasn't overnight. That's
So you're thinking like mushrooms is what caused evolution?
Yeah.
You mean, well, mushrooms aided in the human evolution.
Yeah.
But are you thinking it's like the main point?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because they also say that it's a fungus, right? And like
I've never thought about
the
this.
biggest
before.
living thing on Earth is a fungus.
Okay.
It's a fungus. It's an organ.
You told me about that. I want to see that.
Yeah. So the largest living thing on the Earth is a fungus in the Rocky Mountains near Eugene and Medford in Oregon. There's a fungus that lives in the forest that is like connected through the ground, and is the largest living thing. So with that, all that being said, so it's like a foreign thing that we're not used to. Like us being from the earth, you would say, like us being a product of the earth. Like our bodies are 50% like bacteria, and the other 50% is like skin and human flesh and stuff.
What were you saying about the mushrooms being alien, though? What do you mean?
Oh, so this would be like, once we get to the point where we can show a computer on this, we would fact check and be like,
Yeah.
website that has the facts.
I should have that ready next week.
Yeah, so it's said that mushroom DNA is not just like octopus. Octopus are different than a lot of things.
So you're saying they came from space?
No, I'm not saying octopus came from space. I'm saying mushrooms came from space.
Oh, okay.
And that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
100%.
All right.
But octopus, there's a strong argument that octopus probably came from space too, because they're like, if you were gonna make a Marvel character, you would want octopus DNA up in that because like octopus can fit through a large octopus, like 15-pound octopus can fit through a quarter-size hole.
Mm-hmm.
So you could have like a dude that was bitten by an octopus and would be like, Octopus Man.
Yeah.
Well, I think the main point with an octopus is the only hard part of an octopus is their beak. So they can basically fit through any
Through
hole
anything.
that
Yeah,
is
besides
less than their beak.
Yeah,
Well,
but for instance,
Not less than.
No,
As big as.
As big as,
Yeah.
yeah.
okay, so like, what would separate that from other things? Like, there's a bunch of other things that are living that could fit through things size of speak, but an octopus has the intelligence
Mm-hmm.
to want to get out of the box or want to go through that little hole to get to wherever they want to get to.
Well, if you
So that
have a
would be
mouse
like-
and you want to fit the mouse
But
through the hole and
Mice are the same way. Mice and cats,
Mhm.
like you can see cats like slim through.
I watched a documentary on house cats. That sounds weird, but just the other day. And did you know that their rib cages can compress? And that's one of the reasons why they can fit through those small spaces is the rib cage is flexible and will compress so they can fit through these small spaces without breaking bones. Isn't that cool?
I saw something that said house cats, 8 pounds, are like the perfect killing machines ever, like the most efficient killing machines. Because if you think of a cougar
Mhm.
or a bobcat, and it comes up against a human, humans usually don't win.
You saying an 8-pound house cat can kill a person?
No,
Oh.
they are the perfect killing machines. So if you compare that to their bigger brothers, like tigers or
Oh, they're more efficient
or
than larger
cougars,
cats.
they're the same.
How are
Well,
they
it was
the-
okay. So
How are they most efficient?
It
if
was
they're
a
the-
joke
Okay.
saying that cats are misunderstood and like how we pick them up and kiss them, but really they're like hardened fucking killing machines, like criminal. Like I just ate like 3 birds and you're kissing me. I'm trying to be hard. Like sort of, it's a joke.
Okay.
It's a joke.
No, I didn't kill 3 birds today.
You did?
I
Yesterday though.
Oh, okay.
saw a stork
The day's not
kill
over
a
yet.
fish today.
So where kayaking? Like, where's the good places around here to go kayaking?
Well, right now it's with the weather being not as great.
Yeah.
It's not quite. I don't think it's spring yet.
I mean, do you have to go to a lake? Like,
You go to Bennington. It's the
Okay.
closest, most
Alright.
convenient.
alright.
With Walla Walla logistics. Like if you were in Pendleton, there's a dam in Pendleton,
Sure, yeah.
and then the Umatilla River runs through Pendleton. So you can also go like on your way to Tri-Cities.
9 Mile.
You can go to the junction.
Yeah.
And there's a spot where the Snake River comes into the
Oh,
Columbia
sure,
River.
yeah, okay, I gotcha.
Oh, right there, like where the old bridge is.
Yep,
Mhm.
yep.
Okay.
And it's super calm.
Yeah,
I've never been in there, but I've always kind of wanted to stop there.
yeah,
We should go fishing there.
yeah.
Is it good fishing?
I didn't catch anything.
People fish, but
It-
that's all I know.
Right now, it's not quite the right time because the water's still really dirty.
Yeah.
But that's fishing. But kayaking, it was perfect. It was perfect because the rivers ran really slow,
Mhm.
and you could paddle up and then peruse on down.
Mhm. Very good. Absolutely. Mhm.
What kind?
Whatever's there.
Surprise me. So that's why mushrooms fascinate me right now, is that they supposedly aided
In the
Yeah.
development of the human race.
in the human race.
So-
us being how we are right now.
I mean, they are kind of weird compared to any other plant or animal on the planet. I mean, would they be considered a plant? They're a fungus.
I think that they're a fungus and not a plant.
So, but are they more closely related to plants or like bacteria?
I don't
Are they just massive bacteria?
But I think they could be their own thing.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying. Because
Definitely.
fungus is not just a mushroom shaped.
Yeah.
Like a mold.
I'll have to show you sometime. I had this car. Lance helped me go mess with it, the big blue one.
Oh yeah.
And it had these mushrooms growing in it, and it looked kind of like noodles.
Mm-hmm.
But they were mushrooms, like in the floorboards, in the carpet, because it was on the west side and where it rains a lot, and it was really wet.
It's about as close to the west coast as you could possibly get without actually being in the ocean.
Yeah, 20 minutes from the ocean.
Okay.
Rained a lot.
So the
Lots
car
of-
had a lot of rust damage, probably.
It wasn't
Oh,
worth.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was going to hot rod it, and then
Discovered their frame had been rusted through. Yeah, this is a pretty standard operation.
So I scrapped it. Hey. That's the only. Well, okay, I've had 2 cars that I've had to do that with out of the 18 I've owned.
Right.
So
In how many years? 18 cars in how many years?
9.
This car to year ratio is pretty good.
Damn.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There were
math
definitely
for
a
me.
couple years where I owned 2 or 3 cars a year.
Yeah, I've had 3 cars
Oh, most
ever.
definitely in the same way. I like to be able to fix them, work on them.
Yeah, that's like that one because I'm working on it. It's fun.
It's a work in progress.
But we're not talking about cars. We're talking about mushrooms.
By the way, he pointed at his Mustang, his convertible Mustang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
This is
we're not
awesome.
talking about. We're talking about drugs.
I'm gonna go
Drugs.
get
So,
flannel. I'll be right back.
all right. I mean, but the drugs, though, man. I mean, okay, so that's like an Earth-made natural thing, or it's just
Right.
like an alien Earth-made natural
Okay.
thing. It's not like a chemical drug,
Okay, so another argument.
or is it?
Another argument you could have.
It has a chemical
about
reaction
drugs.
with your brain.
So you could say, what makes a drug a drug?
Yeah.
Right. So who says that this is a drug? So
The US
according
government
to the
says it's a
government of the United States, a mushroom is, I think it's a class 1, which is the highest, but it's
Okay.
also a poison, considered a poison.
Okay.
So if you get caught with psychedelic mushrooms, you get manslaughter. So you can get charges for having psychedelic mushrooms.
Manslaughter charges for having psychedelic
Yeah, 'cause it's a
mushrooms?
poison. It's considered a poison.
Wow.
Wait, well, hold on. So, if you murder somebody while on mushrooms?
No. So if you have a
if
bag
you're
of
in possession
mushrooms,
of mushrooms,
it can be considered manslaughter if you were to sell somebody them.
I see. So,
Well,
possession with intent to sell
Yeah.
is manslaughter.
Yeah, because it's a
Wow.
poison. It's considered a poison.
Wait, but if you
Magic mushrooms.
Mhm.
The girl on the ground.
Yeah.
Top shit.
But you, but you sell it, and then they ingest it and they die, and then you get charged with manslaughter, or you just have them and it's like, oh well, you could have maybe accidentally
Well-
killed somebody, so
So at the point where
murder
authorities
is
would get
manslaughter.
involved would be, let's say I sold you some mushrooms and then you went to the hospital. You don't have to die, but let's say they pump your stomach
and there's mushrooms.
and there's mushrooms in there. You disclose with the
So it's like murderous intent.
Manslaughter.
yeah.
Because I thought manslaughter is when you accidentally kill somebody.
No. It's non-premeditated.
Yeah, exactly. So if you
Accidentally.
if you run somebody over in your car because you ran a red light or whatever,
That's manslaughter.
That's manslaughter
Right.
because you weren't intending on killing that person.
But if you keep running them over and over again,
Or if
then
you
it's
swerve towards them.
What if you accidentally swerve towards them?
Well,
Like what if
trying
you-
to avoid a
Trying
cat.
to avoid a cat?
and you hit a person.
I think I'd rather hit a cat than a person.
Well, if you didn't just if
okay, so this moral dilemma is what you're talking about right now.
No,
it's a morality
a
thing.
person is worth more than a cat. I don't care.
Says who?
It depends
says-
on the person.
Says
Yeah.
probably 99.9%.
Does not say the cat
everybody.
owner, which that's their pet that they've had for 17 years.
Okay,
Ooh,
okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
That's what artificial intelligence and self-driving cars have to deal with.
I had a cat that got run over.
They have to pick morality.
I had a cat that got run over just this year. Flattened. And
Oh yeah, you did, huh?
yeah, it's not funny.
When you said flattened it, sure was.
But if that person ran over my cat because they were swerving to miss a human being,
This is justified.
it's justified. I mean, it still sucks because my cat is dead, but I would rather that person that I don't know live than the cat that I do know.
That's fair. So that's a
But
moral
what about the
judgment.
crazy cat lady?
Who owns the cat?
Who owns like 60 cats?
Well, she's probably used to cats dying then.
Hopefully.
Oh, see, there's a cat right over
Oh,
there.
look at that.
Kitty, kitty.
Kitty is ignoring it.
Yeah, I know. Cats always ignore me.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Well,
so have you ever had mushrooms?
Yes.
did it
And?
expand your brain?
There was a
So
point
what was
in-
your experience?
There was a point in my life where I wanted to do them once a year.
You wanted to do them once a year for why?
To expand your brain.
To expand my brain and almost to like how you change your oil every year. You just kind of like
So you using it as like a
take
brain
shit.
cleanse?
Yeah. You get all the evil thoughts out.
So mushrooms help with evil thoughts.
Yeah, they help with the. There's trials and evidence for like PTSD and depression, like clinical depression.
Mhm.
Mushrooms. Very skeptical look in your face.
I mean, they have the same thing with pot, so.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so I know very little about mushrooms except that it's a psychedelic drug, and so you like see and hear stuff while you're on it, right?
Right.
So that's all that I know about it. I have no idea how safe they are or what they taste like or whatever. I don't know that I'll ever do mushrooms, just because I don't know.
Well, what if it
That
was?
doesn't sound like something I want to do.
Okay,
If
so
you get caught with them, it might be manslaughter.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. I don't want manslaughter charges.
So hold that thought for a
So-
second. Hold that thought.
Mhm.
Okay, so you can, just like with weed, let's say you don't want to smoke weed, you can take an edible, which would be like,
Well, but you don't smoke mushrooms, right?
listen to me for a second.
Okay, sorry. All right.
So with weed, let's say you're on the fence about smoking weed. You don't have, because some people might be against smoking it and hurting their lungs.
Okay.
So you don't have to smoke it, you can eat it. So with mushrooms, you don't have to just eat a mushroom and have like a mystery to it. Like, you can't really quantify that this is going to get you this high or for this long because it's a mushroom. There's no, it was
There's
literally,
no like if you eat one mushroom you get so high, you eat two mushrooms you get double high. There's not any.
no. Well,
Okay.
it's like you have to take them. Like, I grew these mushrooms and I ate some, and so I could tell you that wants to buy it. I could be like, oh, these are really good, only eat 3, or these are kind of okay, so eat the whole amount. You don't really know until you eat them. But let's say
When you say good, you mean like potent.
potent, yeah. You can also look at mushrooms. Like, if you're a mushroom expert, you can look at it and see the blueness or the color and stuff like that. But let's say that you didn't want to eat a mushroom and you wanted it to be more controlled. They make chocolates.
Mushroom chocolate?
Mushroom chocolates.
Like weed chocolate.
Like weed chocolates, exactly. So, like, for the people who don't want to smoke weed, you can just eat an edible. So they make edible mushrooms. And it's a low dose, so it's pretty much just a body high. It doesn't really affect a lot of, like, the psychic... The way mushrooms work is it's not until it's digested that you have the active chemical comes out.
So like if you eat them, you have to wait a couple hours.
Not a couple of hours, like 45 minutes, half an hour, depending on your...
So you have to dedicate some time to.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
Is this
That's
like
the
a
main thing.
Is this a full day experience?
Half a day experience.
Okay.
Half a
so
day.
so it's not like smoking weed where you're like
45
well,
minutes and you're done.
I mean I don't know. I've never smoked weed, but I'm assuming that you smoke it, you're almost instantly high, and it lasts for like an hour, 45 minutes.
20
or so?
minutes to 45 minutes.
Okay. If you don't smoke anymore.
Yeah, so when you eat a mushroom, when you eat mushrooms,
Mhm.
you're committing...
So it's more like alcohol.
6 to 8
for
hours.
weed, yeah.
Okay. So you kind of like fall off your
Yeah.
Okay.
high.
Yeah. Oh, fall off your high.
I mean like it slowly kind of goes away, kind of like alcohol.
It peaks. And then it...
Yeah, kind of like alcohol.
Yeah. But way more... Alcohol
I mean-
is very subtle compared to mushrooms.
Oh, I was talking about
Mushrooms
weed.
like,
I was talking about weed
Bang,
compared
you're
to
there.
alcohol.
Oh, weed?
So like weed, like you've said, is you get high.
You smoke a joint Friday night, you're going to be fine Saturday morning.
Right.
Yeah.
Just like if you have a few beers Friday night, you'll
12
be fine
beers
Saturday.
Friday night, and then you'll be hungover Saturday
Well,
morning.
moderation. Right? Moderation. Yeah, so if you only eat a little bit of mushrooms, it just gives you a body high. But if you go all out and eat a bunch of them, then it gets the psychedelic and you see things. And
Wait, so just the
with your
little
eyes
bit.
closed.
So just the little bit, you don't
You-
see things?
No. It'll just give you kind of a body high.
Like you feel tingly or something?
Feel
Numb.
no. No, not numb or tingly.
Well, I'm assuming you haven't.
Have
We've
you guys
never
taken like drugs? No, sorry, opiates, like painkillers?
Nope.
Never broken a leg and
Well, I mean, I guess I've
Very few
taken
of them.
ibuprofen. I don't think that counts. I never got high off taking.
how drunk
ibuprofen.
have you ever been? Have you been blackout drunk before?
No.
Oh, is it true?
I've been pretty
It's
drunk
hard to
before,
explain.
unfortunately, but I've never been blackout drunk. I have no desire to be blackout drunk.
So okay. So when it comes down to drugs, it's a chemistry in your brain, so it releases serotonin.
Yeah.
So we can say that, what does it feel like when you ride your motorcycle? Or what does it feel like when you're going 95 miles an hour in your Mustang down the highway?
So it makes your balls shrink?
Yes! Yes, because it can be
Okay.
scary.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
There have been
adrenaline.
times on my motorcycle where my balls have shrank because it's been like, oh my goodness. And
I
then
might
they
die.
No, not quite.
Not quite.
Maybe.
Killing me, Smalls. You're killing me.
Mm-hmm.
So do your balls shrink on mushrooms?
You don't really, you're not really that concerned about your balls when you're eating mushrooms. That's not really the main concern.
What if it is, though? What if that becomes your concern while you're on mushrooms?
Yeah, do you become concerned about things while you're on mushrooms?
Yeah, you can go on a bad trip. Like, you can get focused on something. So they say when you do mushrooms, you want to have someone to babysit you, or to mediate you, or to, like, make sure you don't run out into traffic, like chasing a butterfly.
Oh, so I guess when you're high on mushrooms, do you understand that you're high, or does it seem like reality?
It seems like reality.
Okay.
But you could be...
Can you be under the impression that you're a banana and try to peel yourself?
Yeah, most definitely.
This seems like a bad plan.
Yeah, it does. That seems
That could happen.
detrimental to your health.
Mm-hmm.
No, like, you've seen movies. Have you seen Super Troopers?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
These
perfect,
schnozberries taste like
it's a
schnozberries.
perfect example where things like start to melt.
Okay, side note, Super Troopers 2 is coming out soon.
Very soon.
I'm excited.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
I'll
watch that
drink
one.
to that.
Lance
I'll
will,
eat a piece of chicken to that.
yeah, Lance the vegan. He'll
Lance
eat
the
a piece.
vegan,
Yeah.
Definitely a vegan. Yeah,
Follow Lance on Twitter at Lance the Vegan. Right?
yeah, it's a thing.
We'll create it. I'm gonna create it right now.
Lance the vegan.
Lance at Lance the Vegan. Or should it be at Lance is
Is
the
it
Vegan?
literally just pictures of me eating meat?
We take screenshots of this podcast.
Oh, I think this is gonna become a thing.
So
Next week I'll bring steak.
We'll have like little subtopics of Lance eating food.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. I do enjoy eating food.
So the thing
one of my
with
favorite things to do.
mushrooms and smoking weed
Mm-hmm.
or drinking is kind of like the human has a need to kind of want to get fucked up.
Is it really though?
A need to like escape, or maybe they want to like, maybe they're feeling adventurous and want to like see the next frontier, because a lot of times when you eat mushrooms or take drugs, psychedelic drugs, you see things and you have trips and you see geometric shapes and
What about when you're standing at the very top of an 8-foot ladder? This is against OSHA violations. Is that the same type of thing?
I'm trying to see.
Well, but again, we've never experienced.
We've never
this.
experienced this, man.
We have no
Okay.
idea what to
So-
expect.
So let me segue.
I mean, not that we're gonna try.
Okay, I'll divert real quick.
All right.
So, would you guys be down to try some mushrooms?
No.
He's very firm.
Very,
answers.
Very firm no. Yeah.
Nor would you want to smoke weed.
No.
The weed thing for me is like a possibility. Maybe like there.
Take the job thing out of it.
The
drug test thing.
The
out
moons
of it.
would have to be like, or the planets would have to be aligned, and that kind of thing. Like, I guess I can't say that I'm never going to try weed, but most likely I'm never going to try weed. I'm probably never going to try mushrooms.
So if there was a 0% chance of me at my job ever getting drug tested, I would still not want to have pot.
Have you ever smoked weed before?
No.
Have you ever eaten mushrooms? No.
No.
Why do you believe that?
I've seen other people that smoke too much.
Have you seen people that are too drunk?
Yeah. I don't get too drunk though. Unless it's the 4th of July.
Yeah.
So what it comes down to is drug choice.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh yeah, Lance the vegan is not taken.
Oh no.
What do we have to? Are you interested in sports?
Sure.
Okay, and the NFL.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the NBA.
Yeah.
And
you
the
should totally be vegan
MLB.
related.
Yeah.
Oh, I should. Vegan. Let's see, vegan.
So the person smoking a cigar.
Dude, cigars are way better.
Different.
I
How
am-
about way different?
I am going to.
So I guess my main thing about pot is the actual smoking of it, because I really don't like the smoking thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's for not
I don't like how
haven't-
it smells.
I haven't tried smoking either. I've never smoked a cigarette. I've never smoked a cigar. I've never
He's
smoked
never
a pot.
smoked anything.
I've never smoked anything. It just doesn't. The school propaganda of anti-smoking worked
Got
on
you.
me.
Got-
Yeah, it
got
worked
the-
really well on me.
Got the both of you.
Yeah.
So
Except not him so much, because he'll smoke cigars.
So hurry up and finish that. I want your undivided attention.
Okay.
That-
Well, all right. Give me a second.
10 people are following me already.
No, you're following 10 people.
Oh, wow.
Mostly vegans. You're
Just
gonna
as long as I never have to see this, I'll be okay.
you're gonna follow Nick and I though.
Okay. Nick's gonna be like, what?
My phone vibrates. So this is your only Twitter account. You know?
Yeah, I don't have it. I'm not on social media.
And he's probably never gonna check this.
Right.
I'm probably gonna be the one
Yeah,
checking it.
yeah. Brad will be the moderator for my,
Is yours-
my Twitter.
NK
Yeah.
last name? That wasn't me.
I turned my phone on silent.
NK?
NK, yeah.
Did I spell something wrong?
Oh, it's. I'm like.
Are you private or something?
Yeah, I'm private.
Okay, well you're gonna have to follow Lance the vegan.
You can't just find me? That's crazy.
It's crazy, man.
Well, if you're set as private, then you should set yours to public so people can follow you, because you know.
Because you're on social
Podcast.
media now. But I'm not, so it's okay.
I've always been on social media.
I'm not. I've never been on social media. I can honestly say I'm like one of the only people in the whole United States of America that has never had a MySpace or Facebook account.
Oh, boom! I found
Okay,
you.
so hold on. That's me. So what if when
Oh, I spelled it.
we can't do post production with this? At some point, can we put?
It's
I mean,
it's
we
live
can.
right now, but we can redo the video and put it on YouTube.
Oh,
Sure.
hold on.
Yeah, we're gonna put it on YouTube.
At some point, can we get it so that has our Twitter handles on it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
So,
we
like, let's
can-
say I always sit here, so we can put it
Yeah.
on the screen next to me.
Yeah. So we can put it like right above you.
Yeah, we can
Or
get
right below
splash
you.
screens, live.
Yeah,
Stuff.
so we
can get
could be
picture-
like-
picture in picture in the corner,
We
man.
could take a picture of this and then get a green screen and do it anywhere.
Yeah, we can just do this at my house, so we
Because this
have like a
background
heater.
is badass.
And,
But we could
Well,
shut
it's
the
getting
garage a little
yeah,
bit.
it'll be better.
Yeah,
for us.
we can close the garage. Not that we're in a garage, we're actually in a sound studio somewhere.
And we can sit on like my fancy L couch at my house instead.
We
And
could
smoke cigars?
No.
projected. Your stuff
So
projected.
yeah,
on the
the
wall.
projector on the wall. Yep. Lance the vegan has a very nice tech setup.
It says we have 4 people watching.
2 of them are you and me.
Can we get any comments from the other 2 people that are watching?
Yeah, if you're
Or
Yeah.
do you want us to come up with any new? You want us to answer any
I
questions
can't
for
see
you?
who's watching.
No.
That's lame.
Actually, sometimes you can see the viewer list. Sometimes depends on if they actually have an account or not. So viewers are
So my father could be watching this.
Well,
right
for
now, this being-
yeah,
Cow
that-
Whistle-
that's-
oh, my
that's your
brother's
brother's
watching.
Yeah.
and Cow Whistle.
Who's Cow Whistle?
Don't know.
Cow Whistle. Ask us a question.
Cog whistle.
Is it Cog Whistle?
Oh, it is Cog Whistle.
Oh
You're
my
right.
goodness.
I read that wrong.
Well, I'm like 14 feet away from that screen. So.
So okay, so we've talked about mushrooms.
Yes.
Do you want to bring up any more topics about? Is that your mushroom? I mean, basically, you haven't convinced us to try mushrooms. That's,
Yeah.
that's what we've.
Well,
Oh yeah, yeah.
that's what we've
So
come
you were
so
gonna
far.
say something, but I was creating.
Oh
lines
yeah.
of Twitter.
Okay.
Mhm.
So back into it. All right.
Undivided attention.
So
Follow Lance at Lance the Vegan on Twitter. Anyway.
so a lot of people. Do you remember Scruff McGruff, Chicago, Illinois 60682?
No.
So
Is that's the
crime
dog?
dog.
Yeah.
So
That
that-
guy. Yeah, sure.
So
yeah,
back
whatever.
in
Anti-drug dog.
Yeah,
back in the 90s when the war on drugs started, there was like a Reagan thing,
Yeah.
and then
Reagan was not in office in the 90s.
No, that was back in the 80s. But
That's 80s.
he was the late 80s. He was like 88. That's 88.
No, I think Bush Sr. was late 80s.
yeah,
I think Reagan was early 80s.
this is before my time, so I don't know for sure.
Right. Yeah. So what I can comment, it's before my time too. Okay, so at one point drugs were labeled bad, and the government put a lot of time and money into making us believe.
Continue.
What'd your brother say?
I'll read it after you're done.
The government put a lot of emphasis and money and time and energy into making drugs bad, and could like profit. Like right now, actually, I don't want to get into this. So
Well, okay, but the war on drugs, that's an interesting topic, because I would
It's
say
a-
that mostly it's failed. I'd say mostly it's just been a hole that we've dumped money into. Hasn't really done anything.
I think it's created a demand for it, and then with the demand, there comes like the legal system that's involved with it. And did you read it? I thought you can't see that far away.
Turns out I can.
So with the war on drugs, it creates an industry
Mm-hmm.
of the prison system and like the
Okay, let's go off to a whole new topic. Prison as a for-profit institution.
You
Pause.
mean changing it to that?
yeah.
No,
Okay.
that's what it is.
We're currently
Okay,
on a
so
topic right now.
Let's
We are,
let's add
but
that
we just-
for another episode.
Okay, all right.
As for profit.
Because there are several for-profit prisons that exist in the United States as of right now.
All right. So would you rather change sexes every time you sneeze, or not be able to tell the difference between a baby and a muffin?
Yes.
Also, I didn't know this was I won't try mushrooms. Change my mind.
Isn't that a meme now?
Oh.
We should call it Steven Crowder and have him do the
Oh my goodness.
I won't try mushrooms. Change my mind.
There's actually people fucking paying attention right now.
It's just his brother.
Yeah, it's my brother.
Hold on. So before we change subjects,
Okay, yeah, we'll finish yours
Lance
off.
the
Yep.
vegan,
Yep.
I want to get to the bottom of why you guys don't want to, because I'm not trying to hold a gun to your head,
Right.
which would be really funny. Like,
But
there's
here's
a
the
joke
thing.
there.
So, I won't try mushrooms, but,
you have it in your mind somewhere, like
Yeah.
it's a principle that you have,
yeah.
or like a moral code that
Right,
you
right.
won't do that,
Like-
just like you won't do meth
Mhm.
or shoot
Yeah.
up heroin,
Right.
right?
Or stand at the very top of a 24-foot ladder. I draw the line at 12s.
Can you tell the lion stands on ladders all day?
That's what I do. I'm pretty much a professional ladder person.
So, I guess the main reason why I am not willing to try mushrooms at this point is because I really don't like the idea of being out of my mind and being not in control of my body. So that's also the reason why I don't like getting drunk. I've been drunk before. I've been very drunk before. And I really...
Inebriated.
No, I've been...
He's been very drunk before.
I've been very drunk before. He was there.
Control of your faculties.
Yes. So, like when I get... To me, being drunk is where I can't speak properly and I can't walk a straight line. That, to me, that's just... I don't know. I don't like that.
The good feeling of being buzzed goes away after a while. And that's really the only reason that I would drink alcohol, is just for the buzzed feeling. Once you go beyond that, it's no longer...
Well, I like the taste of a lot of alcohol.
Sure, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But like, in moderation. Beer doesn't really do a whole lot for me anymore, so...
Anymore.
But the taste
Cheers
of beer...
to that.
The taste of beer is good, and I like that.
And, and I like whiskey and vodka and tequila's okay.
Spirits in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some spirits I don't like gin. But that's a whole nother topic. Here, we'll put alcohol on here.
Yep.
I would just, I wish for everyone to have open minds about things.
Yeah,
Well, but that's the thing. Okay, so, like, my main point with this is, like, sure, I won't try it, but I don't really give two craps if everybody else in the whole world tries it.
Right,
Right.
that's important. That's a really important
and
attitude to have.
And that's the same thing. I don't care that you've... I'm not going to tell you not to take mushrooms. I would maybe tell you, like, if I heard something like, oh, mushrooms destroys people's
Like,
lives
if you
or
have
whatever.
permission?
Yeah, like meth. If you were doing meth,
Sure, I might
I
try to get involved.
yeah, I would tell you,
But-
that's probably not a smart idea.
Mhm.
But it's still, honestly, it's
That's
up
not
to
what
you.
we're even talking about right now.
I know.
Right.
I know. But what I'm saying, the reason why I'm comparing mushrooms to meth is because mushrooms aren't meth. What I'm saying is, I have no issue with you doing mushrooms, but I personally don't. It's the same with weed. I have no issue with you smoking weed. I personally don't really have. There's no appeal for it for me, personally.
The government classifies mushrooms as more dangerous than meth.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I think cannabis too.
I would
I
say
think cannabis is Schedule 1.
I don't. I mean, of course, I don't know because I haven't done any of that. But I would say marijuana and mushrooms are probably a lot safer than meth, just because meth is all chemicals. You know, it's like putting
What about
something.
Ritalin though? Or like
Ritalin is
Adderall?
chemicals too. Yeah. There's a really good documentary on Netflix about Adderall. I think that's a generally a bad idea too, but that's on the topic of
So
ADHD.
Yeah, permanent brain-altering drugs. Is it permanent? I don't know if it's permanent.
Is what permanent?
Like
Mushrooms?
no,
if
no.
you smoke weed before your brain's fully developed, it will.
Sure, but I mean, we're talking like
What about
after a
mushrooms?
while. Yeah.
Oh, so it said that it permanently creates new pathways for
Yeah.
neurons in your brain, like
But
connects your brain.
Does it kill brain cells?
I think what you mean is.
I don't think anything really kills brain cells.
Well, no,
It's
there
just-
is things that kill brain cells. Like you can get high off of like taking
gas?
whipped cream, no,
Oh, nitrous oxide.
nitrous
Oh, sure,
oxide,
yeah.
which literally you get high from the death of brain cells in your brain. It's like
Nice.
the lack of brain cells makes you so stupid, and that's what you do.
Okay,
Okay.
so have you heard?
It's one of the dumbest things to do ever.
Have
like
you heard of?
sniffing at the gas station.
Sniff and glue, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Basically the same
Have
thing.
you,
Alright.
have you heard of crocodile?
Uh-huh.
No,
No.
I mean I've heard of crocodiles.
It's like a cheap. Well, no, it's a drug. It's like
Okay.
a cheap substitute to heroin.
Mhm.
It's really popular in. Can you close the door?
Just halfway.
It doesn't close halfway, I don't think. Does it?
Might have to like shove the little close stick in so it causes a friction stop.
Okay. Crocodile is supposed to be like a substitute for heroin or something,
Oh, that's classy.
but it's like cut with gasoline and like all this crazy stuff, and it literally causes your body to rot. Like scary stuff, like zombies.
I feel like that's bad.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that's bad?
I feel like that's bad.
Do you feel like that's bad?
Yeah, but I don't think it should be talked to with the same conversation of the mushrooms.
No, I don't either.
No. But I thought it was
Desomorphine.
yeah. So check this out.
Dextromorphin?
Holy crap!
Yeah.
Yeah, not.
Yeah.
Probably can't show that live.
No, we shouldn't show this live. But look at this. Look at that.
Just look at it.
No, it like literally causes
Oh my goodness.
it causes your limbs to rot. It's very popular. Like that just looks like somebody put pasta on their hand.
What?
Like that looks like somebody took a ravioli and went. that must be a joke.
But like, if that is actually what happens when you take that drug, why would you ever take that?
Well, it's apparently super addicting, and it's really common in
Dear Lord,
like Russia and Ukraine. Apparently, that's what I've heard. I don't know that it's like reached the United States or.
So you asked a question just now. This question's, I think, super important. All right.
Okay.
So why would a person want to do a drug that could kill them? Like why would someone want to, do heroin, which is very deadly, or just breathe nitrous oxide, which kills brain cells?
Well,
Like,
okay,
why
but
would you want it?
isn't nitrous oxide what they give you at the
Laughing
dentist?
gas. So, I think what not carbon, but they're like CO2 canisters is what's in whipped cream. Carbon monoxide, CO2.
I thought it was nitrous oxide.
Nitrous oxide is laughing gas they give you at the dentist.
Also
So
makes your car go faster. I'm serious. That's what NOS is.
You're killing me.
Sorry. Okay, so you think what they put in whipped cream cans is different than laughing gas?
Yeah,
Okay.
it is different.
Okay.
So the stuff that they put in the whipped cream cans, and that you can get CO2 cartridges to fill up your bicycle tire, or to make whipped creams if you're cooking.
Yeah, but I thought, isn't that, but that's the same as what we breathe out, right? Carbon dioxide?
No,
Okay. So that's not what's in CO2 cartridges.
no,
Because CO2 is carbon dioxide.
I don't know what it is. But carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, I think they're all different.
Well, carbon monoxide is different. So,
Carbon monoxide, this is not what we should be focusing on. Carbon monoxide is what we exhale and what trees eat.
no, that's carbon dioxide. So
carbon monoxide is the stuff that comes out of your car exhaust.
Yeah, so CO2.
Oh, fossil fuel emissions.
So dioxide
This is
means,
not what's important right now.
Okay, but dioxide means 2 oxygen molecules. So CO2 is 1 carbon, 2 oxygen. Carbon monoxide is 1 oxygen molecule, it's CO.
Bill Nye the Science Guy over here.
We don't need to get on to Bill Nye because he's not a science guy. But anyway, yeah, drugs. So back to the mushrooms and whipped cream cans.
I have no idea where I was even going. That was like 10 minutes ago.
Okay.
I was just the point is I want to see, because it's not life and death, but I want to see at what point.
Oh,
did you make
drugs
up-
that clearly cause death.
Oh
No.
no. Mental damage.
Mental damage, yeah.
Yeah, what point is your mind made up that you don't want to do something?
For me, it's when I lose control of my body.
Lose control of your body. So you would be okay with jumping off of a cliff or skydiving?
Yes, except that I'm kind of afraid of heights.
Oh.
I would definitely be okay with skydiving or jumping off a cliff with the proper protection gear.
So Lance can attest to this. I don't really like roller coasters, and it's
I hate
because
roller
of
coasters.
it's
I
because
love
of
roller coasters. Roller coasters
Nope.
are freaking
Yeah.
amazing.
so the fast is fun. The fast is fun. The going sideways and stuff is fun. It's the dropping that I hate.
Oh.
Yeah.
So the drop zone, that's like taking the worst thing about roller coasters and isolating it in a ride. I think that is just awful.
See,
But that's just for me.
Yeah. Totally opposite for me. I love the dropping feeling, and the side-to-side stuff just rattles my brain.
Yeah. Side to side stuff is fine. The speed is fun. I like riding my motorcycle fast, which I feel like it's a similar feeling, except that you're in control of the motorcycle.
But it's also still dangerous.
Yeah.
just as much as.
But you're in
carnival rides.
control of it as long as you're not on psychedelic drugs at the same time
Right.
as driving it.
So if I wreck on my, well, most of the time, I guess, if I wreck on my motorcycle because I'm going too fast or whatever, that's on me. If I die because I'm on a roller coaster, that's not on me. Not saying that I would die on a roller coaster.
Very few people die on a roller coaster, but it does happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
some kid just got decapitated from a roller coaster or something.
That's not good.
No.
That kid had the rest of his life to live. And it wasn't his fault. Or was it?
Did he stand up?
It was like a water slide ride,
Mhm.
like sitting on the raft and like going really fast.
Yeah, that's not good.
Okay.
It's too bad that people die on thrill rides at the carnival.
So for me, it's losing control of my body. What is it for you?
I think it's mostly the same thing with me. I'm not so worried about like the control of the body thing because I put my hands in the life of other people on a semi-regular basis just with the work that I do and everything. I have to rely on other people doing their job properly to survive.
But you wouldn't put your life in the hands of somebody who is high,
Right. That's true.
would you?
No.
No.
I could argue that you're putting your life in everyone's hands right now.
How so?
You gotta trust that the person who built this wall knew what he was doing. You gotta trust the person who
Well,
is
you have to
driving down the road is doing this job.
You realize that like most people that like do drywall and stuff like pretty much do cocaine all the time.
And
That's how they keep going with their
Yeah,
lives.
and there's a standard that they have to adhere to.
Yeah. And the building has stood here for how many years, and it's probably still going to stand today just because it's been here for so long. I mean, if it fell down like right after it was built, maybe that's like a testament to how badly it was built. But it's been up for a while, so I trust it. I don't know.
That's fair.
Yeah, you have to take a lot of things into account that you don't just think about. You don't think about it when you're going through your life.
It's not
But-
cut and dry.
Yeah.
Black and white.
But I would say that.
But if I'm like working in an electrical box and somebody's like accidentally stuck 240 volts in the thing when it was only supposed to be 120, I'm like trusting that that's 120 volts. Yeah, I should put a meter on it to verify, but it's like it's a standard residential outlet. Why should I think that anybody ever put 480 volts? But if they like did the complete wrong thing and brought in 2 extra wires from the electric company and made the house 480 volt, it could feasibly kill me if I touched it.
Right.
So,
But I trust that they didn't do that. I mean, it's just
I believe you.
But
Yeah.
but what's important at this point is, would you rather change sexes every time you sneeze, or not be able to tell the difference between a baby and a muffin? For me, I would rather change sexes every time I sneeze.
it'd be kind of interesting.
Well, and here's the thing: is if you couldn't tell the difference between a baby and a muffin, you might eat a baby. unless you're a vegan like Lance,
Well, I don't know.
because then you wouldn't eat a muffin.
No, muffins are fine. What's wrong with a muffin? They have plenty of meat in them sometimes. I don't know.
I don't know.
So I just got some weed from the weed store, and it's sativa.
I have no idea what that means.
So there's
Explain that.
2 strains, indica and sativa. And,
So it's kind of like different grapes that they make for wine? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like to expand my brain and to think of new things or think of things in new ways. And sativa is made for like your brain, like uplifting consciousness. And the indica is like a body high. So like if you have chronic pain or if you're looking for pain relief, you want more of indica.
So, and I don't know about this, but so does that mean that one has more CBCs or whatever, and the other one has more THC, or?
CBTs and THC, those are different.
Yeah. So, but I mean, the different.
THC is the active psychedelic component,
Okay.
and then the CBDs is the pain relief component.
Right. So what I'm saying is the 2 different strains, they have different concentrations of that. Or?
No, that's just by strain.
Oh. Okay.
I don't think one is more than the other. It's a strain based on the strain.
All right. So, I don't know. Have we talked drugs to death yet?
Yeah.
So back to guns.
So we're gonna talk about guns then.
You don't feel like you did drugs justice, did you?
We can talk about drugs still if you would like.
No, we're good.
Okay.
So, well, hold on. I have one more question about drugs. Why should Lance and I try weed or try mushrooms?
Because that's a really good question. Because you never have, and you don't know what it's like to be on them, and you.
I also don't know what it's like to stab myself. I'm sorry. That's
So, for instance, if you were to have kids one day,
mm-hmm.
you'd want to be like, hey, young man or young lady, you'd want to tell them why they shouldn't do something. Okay, I'll be able to.
So we should try it.
Well, if you were that kid, and you'd be like, Dad, why should I listen to you? You've never smoked weed before.
Why shouldn't you shoot yourself?
Well, you can still shoot yourself and survive.
Well, okay, but
You got gunshot wounds.
I think what he's trying to say is you can learn from other people's experiences without experiencing it yourself. So I could tell my kids, hey, don't do meth because I had a cousin that did meth and it screwed up her life.
No.
I can't tell my kid not to do
You have
meth?
to try meth to tell your kids not to do meth?
Nope, not saying that either.
Okay.
Okay, then what are you saying?
I'm saying that for me, I want to live life to the fullest and experience everything.
Okay.
And
But not meth.
who's to say I haven't done meth before?
Have you done meth
Have you
before?
done meth before?
Why are you guys asking me that on this?
Okay, you don't have to.
That's
You don't have to
bullying.
answer. You don't have to answer.
Right, yeah.
But I will also say that there's different forms of meth. You can get meth in ecstasy pills, or you can also get meth in Ritalin or ADHD medication.
Really?
Ritalin
It's
and
similar.
Adderall is a molecule away from meth. It is an
It is.
amphetamine.
Cool. I've never done
It is.
any of it, so I have no idea.
Well, see, that's the thing, though. A lot of kids have no choice
Mhm.
whether they're prescribed ADHD medication.
So
Okay, but
that's another
Yeah,
subject.
we're gonna have to.
Yeah,
We'll
that's
have to talk
under-
about that in another episode because I have a
Right.
lot to say about that.
Yeah, I do too.
So I have that written down. We're gonna talk about
Right,
that some
right.
other time.
Yeah.
So the reason you guys should try it once is because it's really great and wonderful, and it's an excellent time. It's like watching a cartoon, like a Rick and Morty episode,
I do like Rick
and
and
it's
Morty.
your own experience. It's your own thing. It's your memory. It's something that you only experience, and it's special. It makes it special. So that's why you should do them.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Shall we move on to guns then?
Sure.
All right. So
Recently, several people have been killed by guns.
by guns, which is terrible.
It's bad.
Can we all agree that that is absolutely terrible?
Absolutely.
Do you think that's terrible?
Especially since they were innocent people, especially of a young age.
Yeah.
They had the rest of their lives
It's,
to
it's
live,
unfortunate.
and
Yeah.
they no
Fair.
longer get to live that.
So okay, but now I know that we've talked about this a little bit outside of this. So what do you think about these school shootings?
What do I think about the school shootings?
Yeah. So like specifically, let's just talk about one of the more recent ones, the Parkland shooting,
Okay.
since that's less than a month old.
So I don't watch TV. I have Hulu and Netflix.
Neither do we.
Same. Yeah. I don't even have Hulu.
I don't
So-
have Hulu either.
I
It's
guess that
just
would
Netflix.
count.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I
But
have
you can,
Netflix and YouTube.
but you can get
We
advertisements on YouTube.
We see the news on websites and so on and so forth. Yeah, we're generally fairly well up to date on current events.
Yeah,
I think
I would say so.
I think for the most part, school shootings are engineered by the government.
Okay.
But what happened at YouTube today was not the government.
Okay. Well, that was
Not at all.
that
It
was
was not
yesterday.
successful?
That was yesterday.
Yesterday,
Yesterday, that was
The ones that
an
appeared to-
Iranian nut job
Well,
that
so
went crazy.
as far as according to
how do
what
we
I
know this?
according to what I've read and the facts that have been laid out by news sources, it was a woman that apparently was upset that her ex-boyfriend was dating somebody else and went to go kill them. Ended up not killing anybody, except herself. She ended up injuring like 3 people. 3 people went to the hospital with gunshot injuries, and she ended up killing herself, from what I can tell. But here's the thing: is according to the FBI, this was not a mass shooting because 4 more people weren't injured.
Right.
Unless you count the shooter.
At this point, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if it's mass shooting or not. The people to see guns, and it's like, oh, it's Monday. We see gun shit. Tomorrow we're gonna see gun shit. The next day after that we're gonna see gun shit.
So okay, so you think that the government is manufacturing a lot of this, and why would they do that?
Why are they? Because they want to disarm us.
To take away our guns?
Yeah, to disarm us. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Because there's a lot of power in firearms,
Yep.
whether you use them or not. So if I was pissed off at you and I wanted to beat your ass, if we both came to the table with a gun, it would change things. We would be adult about it because you wouldn't fight about it. It would be like yes or no. It'd be more to the point because like if I don't like it, I'm gonna shoot you, and if you don't like it, you're gonna shoot me.
So what you're saying is,
But I
I'm
don't
not
thi-
gonna
I-
call out your mama.
But nobody reasonable has any intention of shooting anyone that's not threatening their life, like actively threatening their life. Like if you say I'm gonna kill you, I'm not just gonna like take out my gun and shoot you, unless you're actively trying
Right.
to kill me.
Right. So this scenario.
Because there's a difference between like joking and like saying like things in
I
anger.
support-
well, but I would even say like if you did something that super upset me to where I legitimately wanted to kill you, I probably wouldn't come after you with a gun because I would want you to have a I don't know, a fair chance at it. I don't know. I feel like a gun is for me, a gun is a self-defense tool. If you were coming at me with a gun, I would shoot you. If you were coming at me with fists, I would fight you with fists.
Or if I was a big motherfucker coming at you with fists, you'd probably pull your gun out.
It depends.
It depends. And it would depend. If you were huge and you were
And-
coming at me, I would maybe
And I
pull
had
out my
blood
gun.
on me.
I would maybe pull out my gun
Someone
to
else's
try and
blood.
deter you. And that would be my first choice would be to, hey, back off or I'm going to
De-escalate
shoot
the
you.
situation. Yeah.
Because
But if somebody's coming at you with fisticuffs, are you in fear for your life unless they're like 7 feet tall and weigh like 600 pounds and like
Well,
would
even the little
would
guys.
actually kill you with a punch?
Well, even the little guys can be fucking
Sure.
ferocious.
But I mean, there's a difference between like somebody coming at you with fists and like looking to hurt you, as opposed to somebody coming at you with fists and looking to kill you. I feel like that's something that you can usually like see beforehand. Maybe
I don't
I don't
remember
know.
what we were talking about. To be honest.
We're talking about guns.
Well, I
We're
know
talking
that.
about the use, like the legitimate use of guns in our opinions. That's what we're talking about. I don't know, man.
I think that I have to go pee too, like
Okay.
Brad's doing.
All right, I did that before we started, so I'm on this. I'll just be holding down the fort, being Vegan Lance, at
Vegan Lance.
at Vegan Lance, at Lance the Vegan. Sorry, yeah.
Twitter handle. Mine is oh, I can't say that. Can I say it? Because then they know my last name. I don't know.
what?
I don't know.
Can I say my Twitter handle? Because then people will know my last name.
It's up to you.
They don't have to know that it's my last name.
Well, now
Unless
they
I
do.
say
Yeah, I was gonna say.
You know what would be
Yeah,
cool?
you should say it. People should follow you on Twitter.
You know what would be really cool?
Then they know when the podcast's going live.
So I'm gonna go off topic for a second,
Mhm.
and I think this would be really cool. What if artificial intelligence was the whole entire internet, and we're talking about artificial intelligence on the scale of it's powerful enough to be in everyone's phones all at once. Okay, so what if there was, I just want to call the lady, and she sees what I like, and she sees what everyone likes. She just has the ultimate knowledge on everybody. Wouldn't
Is
that,
the AI knows that, or is the lady that you're calling knows that?
well, I'm considering AI a lady.
Okay.
And
Like Cortana or Siri,
yeah, and
but sentient.
have like the processing power to know that I like pizza, and that you like pizza, or we all like pizza, specifically a certain kind of pizza. To have that power to know that, wouldn't that? I don't know. I just feel like that's super important that they might just be collecting all this information, and it would make it like the smartest artificial intelligence.
And it figures out how to like show as many pizza advertisements as possible so that we go buy pizza.
Right.
Is that what you're thinking here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Or it's like sort of like how Facebook will
Yeah.
stereotype us.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah.
That's
Well,
intelligence, I would say. Like
Sure.
some sort of.
2 point. That's a whole nother topic, though. I wrote that down, so we'll talk about that in another episode.
We got a lot of episodes to
I think
talk about.
That's good.
I think we're probably. I'd say we're good
Yeah.
on this one.
All right. Well, then I guess we can just say thank you for tuning in to our first podcast ever, and it was kind of random and that kind of crap, but
We went all over the place, but that's fine.
yeah. You can follow me at redsquirrel_7, and you can follow him at Lance the Vegan. You can follow him at
At NKMCQUAIN.
NK McQuain.
MK McLean.
When this goes on YouTube, I'll add it.
Yes.
There's some post-production.
Post-production up in here. Yeah.
Delightful.
Is that it?
Yep.
That's it.
All right.
Signing off.
Signing off as finished business because we're finished, right?
Yep.
Okay.